Hi there everybody and welcome along to Big Quiz Night In. It is episode 153, the third episode in this new phase though, and thank you all for joining me. We've got a good few people watching again tonight, so let's see who we've got already in the chat. Roy's there saying I shall play along while at work as it's a quiet night. Excellent idea. I'm glad to keep you company. Sue says good evening all. Sue and the Donuts. We've got Ju saying good evening to everybody as well. Jodie's there saying hi. Lisa as well. Pinky and the Brain are back again too. Great to have you here. I have seen a few other notifications about other people watching, but I think, as I mentioned in the chat already, I think some of you might be watching in the Top Fan or Patreon groups that I've shared this post to. And if you're in those comments instead, it won't come up on screen here and I won't get to see what you're saying until after the show when I check my notifications. So just be wary of that. Make sure you come to the main Big Quiz Night In Facebook page and then you'll see these other comments in those comments that I'm reading off here. So make sure you're in the right place. Who else have we got here? Geraldine saying hello to everybody. Catherine's here as well. We'll be there shortly, she says. Still enjoying watching the fireworks from our window, but won't be very late. Okay. That's great. No, great to have you here for when you can be. No problem. Again, really lovely turnout tonight. We have got the usual 3 quiz rounds coming up and then 2 game show rounds as well. We're going back to catchphrase tonight. We did Tenable last week. We're doing catchphrase again tonight and the usual Our Survey Says question. You'll also know I've dropped in the Guy Fawkes mask here or there throughout the show because it is obviously fireworks night or bonfire night tonight. So there might be a few questions here or there that are along that theme as well. Also, it was Halloween last week and it was Patreon quiz, so we didn't get to do anything Halloween here on Facebook Live. So we've got a Halloween round coming up this evening too, a general knowledge kind of Halloween round. So more on what we've got coming up soon. But first off, let's go over to our kids question and see if you can get yourself some bonus points to start off the show. And we've got Ruben back.
Mini chair again.
Mini chair. And his question is on the screen already. You're going to get 2 points if you get this correct. So Ruben, why don't you read it off?
How many barrels of Thai gunpowder was used in Thai gunpowder plot?
Thai gunpowder plot. Was it?
A, 26, B, 36, C, 46, or D, 56?
So have a guess in the comments. This is one of the only times I'll ask you to do that. Ju's saying hi to you. I'll ignore the fact. Yeah, it's okay. Nobody ever spells your name right first time.
Yeah.
It's fine. We appreciate them watching. So people are guessing already. If you haven't done this before, this is the first question of the night, and this is about the only time for now I'll ask you to say something in the comments about guessing questions. You don't do that for the next 3 quiz rounds, but you do for this one. If you get it correct, you get 2 bonus points to spend on any of the 3 quiz rounds, any one of the 3 quiz rounds. Tricky question though. You were learning about this today, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's see what the guesses are like. It's okay. It's yeah, don't worry. You were very close. Doesn't matter. It's yeah, REU for future reference. Or you can just say REU because we call him Rue, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's fine. Now, let's see what these guesses are then. So we've got Sue and the Donuts saying B, Ju saying B, Jodie's going with B as well. Gabby, Pinky and the Brain, they're going with A. Roy's saying B. Geraldine's gone with C. Catherine and Tony are going with B. All right. I think that's about all the guesses we're going to get now. So let us reveal what the answer is. Are you ready to tell them?
It is B.
Yes, it
36
is.
barrels
36
were used to
attempt
to blow up the Parliament building.
Yes, it was. That's right.
All years ago.
So, let's congratulate the winners then. Who have we got here?
Sue, June,
Yeah.
Jodie, Roy,
and
Catherine.
Catherine and Tony as well. Very good. So, You've all got yourselves 2 bonus points. You can use that for any of the 3 quiz rounds as we go through this evening's quiz. I just realised I had the picture and everything up already, and I put a little thing on here, like a little graphic on here, and I forgot that I made it. I set it to animate. Look, da da da, and it was already on when I went to this page. Anyway, never mind. I've done it now. Okay, all right. Thank you for your help as always, mate. That was a good question.
That is a hacker mask.
Yeah, it's been repurposed for that.
Yeah.
But you know, every time somebody buys one of those masks, Warner Brothers gets money for it.
What?
They own the rights to the Guy Fawkes mask because they own the rights to the V for Vendetta movie where that mask was used. So every single time you buy a genuine Guy Fawkes mask, you're giving money to Warner Brothers. Check the label. It says Warner Brothers in it. I found this out today. There you go. Every day's a school day.
Penny for the guy.
Cheers, mate.
And as usual, wee.
Apocalypse.
Okay then, everybody, let's crack on, shall we? So, 3 quiz rounds in and a countdown conundrum on each of those rounds as well. I'll bring that in just a minute. We have got Halloween, the letter C, animals, and then we'll do game shows again at the end, as I've said before. So, your countdown conundrum then, no more guesses in the comments. We'll just do the quiz round as normal now, and you can tell me how well you did when I reveal the answers at the end of the round. There's your first countdown conundrum. I think this one's relatively easy and the other 2 are probably quite tricky. So let's see how you go. 2 points if you can work that out, and we can add that onto your score for the round when we get to that point at the end. So here's a Halloween round for you then. 15 questions, and here's question number 1. Hubble, bubble, toil and trouble is spoken by witches in which of Shakespeare's plays? Hubble, bubble, toil and trouble is spoken by witches in which of Shakespeare's plays? That is question number 1. Question number 2. The former Radio 1 DJ Dave Lee Travis was affectionately known as what kind of monster? The former Radio 1 DJ Dave Lee Travis was affectionately known as what kind of monster? Question 3 now. Question 3. Which British island is the home of the giant phantom black dog Moddy Doo, according to their folklore? Which British island is the home of a giant phantom black dog, Moddy Doo, according to their folklore? Moddey-Dho is how it's spelled. No relation to Scooby-Doo, I'm afraid. A giant phantom black dog. Which British island is that from? Why the chat's not on page again? It might take a minute just to refresh. Okay, question, where are we now? Question number 4. What name is given to each episode of The Simpsons Halloween specials? What name is given to each episode of The Simpsons Halloween specials? Question number 5 now. Question 5. Which group had a 2006 hit with the song Monster? Which group had a 2006 hit with the song Monster? Question number 6 now. Which ghost haunts the girls' toilets in the Harry Potter stories? Which ghost haunts the girls' toilets in the Harry Potter stories? Question number 7. What name was given to witches' pets, which were believed to be evil spirits that resembled the witch? Oh, we've got Mike there saying, sorry, we're late. That's all right. Yeah, we're a few questions into a Halloween round, as I'm sure you can now tell. No problem, though. Question 7, I'll repeat for you again. What name is given to witches' pets, which were believed to be evil spirits that resembled the witch? Question number 8. What is the medical term used when a body stiffens after death? What is the medical term used when a body stiffens after death? Question number 9. Which pop group had an original hit with The Monster Mash? Question 9 again. Which pop group had an original hit with The Monster Mash? Question number 10 now. Question 10. Mary Nichols and Anne Chapman were two of his 6 victims. Who was he? Mary Nichols and Anne Chapman were two of his 6 victims. Who was he? Question 11 now. Question 11. Which British film studio was famous for its blood-curdling movies? Which British film studio was famous for its blood-curdling movies? All right, question 12 now. Which American rock singer took his stage name from a Ouija board reading that revealed he was the reincarnation of a 17th century witch? Which American rock singer took his stage name from a Ouija board reading that revealed he was the reincarnation of a 17th century witch? Question 13 now. Question 13. Who wrote the novel The Shining, which was later turned into a film? Who wrote the novel The Shining, which was later turned into a film? Question 14. Vampires supposedly suffer from allium phobia, but what is that a fear of? Vampires supposedly suffer from allium phobia. What is that a fear of? It's Allium, allium phobia, if the spelling makes a difference to you at all. But what is that a fear of? For 1 point. And question 15, the final question is, what are the first names of the main 5 members of the Addams family? What are the first names of the main 5 members of the Addams family? Yes, it's 1 point for each. So 5 points up for grabs for that last question. I think everything else is just a 1 point question on this occasion. Yes. Okay, so that's the end of the round. Give us your best guess at that last one. Let me know if there's any more you want repeated and see if you can work out the countdown conundrum, because that's worth 2 extra points if you do get that right. And I'll give you a minute's thinking time, because then we will go through the answers and see how well you've all done. Put your team scores in the comments. And so just while I wait and see if there's any other comments for requests for repeats of anything coming in, I'd like to remind you all that there is, of course, a link in the description and shared within this video to all the places you can go to support Big Quiz Night In. If that is of interest to you, plenty of other places on social media and lots of other ways to show your support. If you like what I do here, that would be much appreciated if you'd have a look at those in your own time. Question 10 for Sue and the Donuts is, Mary Nichols and Anne Chapman were 2 of his 6 victims. Who was he? That's question 10. It's a 1 point question. Just name the killer. I'm not giving you any clues, I'm afraid. No clues. Thank you for all the likes on the video. If you are watching and you haven't done so already, all the positive emoji reactions are always helpful to see and help out with the metrics and everything. Okay, I'm going to go through the answers then for the quiz, and you can let me know how many points you got. And remember, there will be 2 points awarded if you get the conundrum right. So, question 1. Hubble Bubble, Toil and Trouble is spoken by witches in which of Shakespeare's plays? It's Macbeth. Question 2. The former Radio 1 DJ Dave Lee Travis was affectionately known as what kind of monster? He was the hairy monster. Question 3. Which British island is the home of the giant phantom black dog Moddy Doo? According to their folklore, it's from the Isle of Man. Question 4. What name is given to each episode of The Simpsons Halloween specials? They are the Treehouse of Horror. Question 5. Which group had a 2006 hit with the song Monster? As in, what's that coming over the hill? Is it a monster? It's The Automatic. Question 6. Which ghost haunts the girls' toilets in the Harry Potter stories? It is Moaning Myrtle. I think I'd be moaning too if I was stuck in the toilets. Question 7. What name was given to witches' pets that were believed to be evil spirits that resembled the witch? They were called familiars. Question 8. What is the medical term used when a body stiffens after death? It's called rigor mortis. Question 9. Which pop group had an original hit with the Monster Mash? That was Bobby Boris Pickett and the Crypt Kickers. Question 10. Mary Nichols and Anne Chapman were 2 of his 6 victims. Who was he? Jack the Ripper. Question 11. Which British film studio was famous for its blood-curdling movies? That was Hammer House of Horror. Question 12. The American rock singer that took his stage name from a Ouija board reading was Alice Cooper. Question 13. The author of The Shining is Stephen King. Question 14. Alliumphobia, which vampires would supposedly fear, is a fear of garlic. Question 15. The 5 main members of the Addams family are Gomez, Morticia, Wednesday, Pugsley, and Uncle Fester. So 1 point for each of those. Those are the first and original main 5 family members. So, as always, start tallying up your scores. The answer for the countdown conundrum is fireworks. Nice and topical one for you. Oh, Jan's in the house. Chris, Tuesday evenings are now synonym to quiz and KFC bucket. Good evening, everyone. Do you mean synonymous with, I wonder? I think that's what you mean. Or is a synonym for? In any case, it sounds like a nice evening if you ask me. A quiz and a bucket of KFC, why not? I would devour a bucket of KFC right now if I could, to be honest. Quite happily, just maybe not on camera because nobody wants to see that. Right, yes, but good evening to you. So that is, the end of the round. Let's see what your team scores are. You can, if you really think you struggled on this round, you can have your bonus points, remember, from Ruben's question at the start of the show. So let's see. Yes, scores are starting to come in. Jody says 16 points. The Donuts have got 15 points. They got the conundrum. Pinky and the Brain 17 plus 2 for the conundrum. 10 points for Jan plus 2 for the fireworks. Very good. Yeah, had to get it in there somewhere, didn't I? 13 plus 2 for Britzillions. Very good. Anybody else? I don't know how to spell synonymous, so prefer not to write it. That's okay. I can work it out. I got there. I can't remember the word for it, but I think it's not dyslexic, but it's when you always get your vowels mixed up in words. Oh, I can't remember what it's called now. I think I've had that my whole life and never been officially told it because I'm always struggling with that. But it's not like dyslexia. It's a bit different when it's only the vowels. I don't understand. Like it took me years to learn how to spell separate. I kept wanting to put more E's in there than there were, and they're A's, not E's. And, just little things like that bugged me for years. Right. Here's some more scores as well. Lisa says only 2 wrong tonight on this round. The conundrum as well, very good. 15 plus 2, says Catherine, for the conundrum. 2 for Ruben, so 19 altogether. Excellent work. Geraldine says 16 and 2 for conundrum. Roy's 13 and 2 for the conundrum. 2 for the kids' question, altogether 17 points. Not a bad effort at all. Yeah, well done. Well, keep your comments coming in then as we go on now to round number 2. And see, it stays there this time. The Facebook chat thing's really weird sometimes, isn't it? Mike says they got 8 points. Excellent. Thanks for sharing. Not bad considering you joined a bit late. Excellent work, everybody. Now, this round is the letter C. So if you were here for the last 2, you'll know we did the letter A, we did the letter B the week after. Now we're doing the letter C. Again, I've not looked far ahead into the alphabet to see what I've got in the archives, but I'm just going to keep going until I run out, I think, because they're quite nice themed rounds to do, I think. So maybe we'll have the letter D next week. If we don't, it's because we haven't written one before. So we shall see. All right, we shall see indeed as we move on to the letter C round. And here is your countdown conundrum for this one. Little bit trickier. Now, 15 questions, similar to before. There's a couple of questions with multiple points, but largely this is 1 point for each. And we start off with question number 1. Which C directed and starred in the movie called The Great Dictator? Which C, in fact, I shall tell you, I'll start off with a bit of a clue for you. Which double C directed and starred in the film The Great Dictator? I probably wouldn't say that in the pub because it might make it a bit too easy for that kind of crowd with actual prizes on money on the line and things. But for this, I'll give you that extra clue. So which double C directed and starred in the film The Great Dictator? Question 2. Ian Fleming wrote a novel about which car? Ian Fleming wrote a novel about which car? Remember, the round is the letter C. That means every answer will begin with that letter, or certainly the most important word within the answer begins with that letter. So Ian Fleming wrote a novel about which car? Question 3. Whose biggest UK hit was called Bad Moon Rising? Whose biggest UK hit was called Bad Moon Rising? Question number 4 now. Which C is a football club with its home ground at Mornflake Stadium, formerly Gresty Road? Which C is a football club with its home ground at Mornflake Stadium, formerly Gresty Road. Sorry, Gresty Road. I wondered for a minute if Mornflake was a typo, but no, they are a brand. Make cereals. There you go. Okay, question number 5. What name is given to the art of fancy handwriting? What name is given to the art of fancy handwriting? Okay, question 6 now. Which sea is a rocket launch site in Florida? This is again a double C, actually. I'll tell you that for nothing. Which double C is a rocket launch site in Florida? Question 7. It's a bit topical, this one. Question 7. Name the last US president whose surname begins with the letter C. Name the last US president whose surname begins with the letter C. I have been hooked on what's going on and what has been going on in the build up to the election in America. It's what happens when you're on TikTok. You get to see whole other worlds of information that you wouldn't normally be exposed to, and lots of different reports and opinions and all sorts. Fascinating. See the kind of world they'll wake up to in the morning. Right, question 8. Name the last British Prime Minister whose surname begins with the letter C. Name the last British Prime Minister whose surname begins with the letter C. Okay, your next question. Who were the... Oh, Lisa's commented to say she voted. Well done. Good for you. I hope you and everyone you know went out and voted. I have a feeling there's going to be some record-breaking numbers this time round, as it should be. Yeah. Try not to get political when I'm on social media, but yeah. It's difficult not to be opinionated on this thing. Right, so question number... Where are we? Question number 9. Who were the last 2 different football clubs, beginning with a C, to win the UEFA Champions League, or before that it was called the European Cup? So 1 point for each. Who were the last 2 different football clubs, beginning with the letter C, to win the Champions League or the European Cup? Depending on how far back you think you might need to go. Question number 10 now. Question 10. Which sea is home to an army camp and a racetrack in Yorkshire? Which sea is home to an army camp and a racetrack in Yorkshire? For 1 point. Question 11. Which double sea in Berlin was a famous crossing point from east to west from 1961 to 1969? Which double sea in Berlin was a famous crossing point from east to west from 1961 to 1969? Question 12 now. Halle Berry played the role of Patience Phillips in which 2004 film? Halle Berry played the role of Patience Phillips in which 2004 movie? Question 13 now. Who did Tony Blair appoint as Director of Communications and Strategy in 1997? I'll narrow it down for you and say it's the surname that begins with a C. Who did Tony Blair appoint as Director of Communications and Strategy in 1997? It's the surname that begins with a C. Question 14 now. Onto music for this question. Which band's hit albums include Parachutes, X and Y, and A Rush of Blood to the Head? For 1 point, which band's hit albums include Parachutes, X and Y, and A Rush of Blood to the Head? And finally, question 15, the last question. Back onto the USA again for this one. This will probably be very easy for Lisa, maybe for others. Which US states begin with the letter C? Which US states begin with the letter C? The first word in the state's name begins with the letter C, right? That brings us to the end of the round. Does anybody want me to repeat any questions? If you're watching live now, let me know. I'll gladly go back and repeat a couple for you if you need it. Don't forget to try and work out that countdown conundrum again. 2 points if you can get that one right. And it's this round or the next round to use the kids' bonus points question if you were awarded those earlier on and you haven't used them already. We had a great time last week. For those of you, thank you for joining. If you were there last week for the Patreon quiz, it was our first run through of Buzzcocks Night In, I called it. If you haven't seen Never Mind the Buzzcocks before, it's a funny music trivia kind of show that celebrity teams take part in. Plenty of them on YouTube if you want to go watch them and get an idea if you're not familiar with it. But it was pretty funny. I made up our own versions of different games to play along the same theme. Really good turnout as well, and I think we laughed a lot, which was the important thing, I think. Good fun had by all. If you'd like to join that, there'll be another one at the end of this month, at the end of November. Don't know what we'll be doing yet, but similar kind of silly game show fun normally happens. That'll be the last Tuesday of the month. All right, no repeats have been requested. So, assuming I've waffled on long enough, I'm going to go through the answers for you now. Let's see how well you did. And then I will, of course, reveal the Countdown Conundrum answer for 2 extra points. So, question 1, and these are all, by the way, these are all 1-pointers apart from number 9 and then, of course, 15. Everything is 1 point, whether it's one word with a C or not. They're all 1-pointers except for those 2 questions. So, the director and the star of The Great Dictator is Charlie Chaplin. He does a brilliant speech that's shared on social media within that. It's from that film. It's definitely worth checking out in particular. Question 2. Ian Fleming wrote a novel about which car? Yes, Ian Fleming of James Bond fame, the author of all those stories. He also wrote Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And of course, that was then turned into a movie, which is amazing. A wonderful, wonderful story. Question 3. Whose biggest UK hit was called Bad Moon Rising? That was Creedence Clearwater Revival, CCR. Question 4. Which C is a football club with its home ground at Mornflake Stadium, formerly Gresty Road? That's Crewe Alexandra. Mornflake, the company, it turns out, is based in Crewe as well. That's probably why they're one of the sponsors. Question 5. What name is given to the art of fancy handwriting? That is calligraphy. Question 6. Which double C is a rocket launch site in Florida? That is Cape Canaveral. Question 7. The last US president whose surname begins with the letter C was Bill Clinton. Question 8. Name the last British Prime Minister whose surname begins with the letter C. That is David Cameron. Question 9. The last 2 different football clubs beginning with a C to win the Champions League or the European Cup. Most recently, Chelsea. They've won it twice as in terms of teams that begin with a C. They were the last 2 teams to win it. But the last 2 different teams, we have Chelsea. And then you have to go all the way back to 1967 when Celtic won it. So Chelsea and Celtic. And if you were thinking of any other teams that it could have been, the only one that comes close, you could argue, well, initially, is Club Brugge, but they were runner-up. They didn't actually win, but they did get to the final. Long time ago, but they did. Question 10. Which C is home to an army camp and a racetrack in Yorkshire? That's a tough question, I think, if you ask me. It's Catterick. Question 11. Which double C in Berlin was a famous crossing point from east to west? From 1961 to 1969, that is Checkpoint Charlie. Question 12. Halle Berry played the role of Patience Phillips in which 2004 film? It was called Catwoman. Not really related to the DC sort of supervillain character. Totally separate, really. And not very good by all accounts. But she did, nonetheless. Question 13. Tony Blair, who did he appoint as Director of Communications and Strategy in 1997? That was Alistair Campbell. Question 14. Which bands' hit albums include Parachutes, X and Y, and A Rush of Blood to the Head? That's Coldplay. And 15. The US states that begin with the letter C are California, Connecticut, and Colorado. So we're not including North and South Carolina, for example, because they begin with an N and an S, funnily enough. California, Connecticut, and Colorado for 3 points. The answer to the Countdown Conundrum for a bonus 2 points is hydraulic. So let's see how well you've done then. As per usual, tally up your scores. And let's see how you've done for round 2 tonight. Add on the kids' bonus points if you want to for this round. If you haven't used them yet. Or, of course, you can save them for round 3, which is an animals round. We haven't done animals in ages. I can't remember the last time we did animals. I'll have to check. It's always a fun round to do, but it has been a while. Let's see how well you've done, though, anyway. We'll do animals round next, and then we can move on to our game shows round. 7 points for Jodie. Good efforts. 7 points there. Given the fact most of the questions are 1-pointers as well, that's basically very nearly 50% of the answers correct. So not bad. Right. Who else we got? Pinky in the Brain, 15 points, +2 for the conundrum. Oh, just 2 wrong again for Lisa, and then got the conundrum right, so that's a good score for you. 14 for the Not So Golden Oldies. 12 for Geraldine. Good effort there. Donuts have got 17 and got the conundrum. Vernia says 20 plus 20 plus 2 plus 2 for the kids question as well. Excellent score there. Any more for any more? Feel free to leave your comments in. 16 for me, says Roy. Good effort again there. The animals round coming up has several more multiple point questions, so I'm hoping to see some higher scores. But of course, the points don't matter. What really matters is you're here and having a laugh with me. That's and having a bit of fun, and maybe even learning something along the way. Who knows? Let's see. I'm going to move on then to the animals round, but you can still submit your scores for this round if you haven't done so already. And I haven't said this yet. I will also say if you're not watching live, you're watching a rerun of this, so to speak, or on demand, then please do let me know and leave your scores as well. Mike says 15 for us. Well done. That's a good score. Well done. All right. And we go over now to the animals round. So let's go again. 15 more questions. Here we go with question number 1. Oh, and let's do the countdown conundrum as well. It is right there for you. Okay, question 1. Which animal comes first in the Oxford English Dictionary? Question 1. Which animal comes first in the Oxford English Dictionary? Question number 2. In the Jungle Book, what type of creatures are Kaa, Mowgli, and King Louie? In the Jungle Book, what type of creatures are Kaa, Mowgli, and King Louie? Kaa, Mowgli, and King Louie. What type of creatures are they? Question 3. What is the largest living species of lizard? What is the largest living species of lizard? Question 4. For 2 points, which 2 animals meet in a rugby league match when Castleford play Leeds? Which 2 animals meet in a rugby league match when Castleford play Leeds? Two points for that one then. Question number 5. What does a reptile lose during the process of sloughing? I assume I'm saying it correctly. What does a reptile lose during the process of sloughing? Sloughing. It's not going to be sloughing, is it? Surely not. That could be something entirely different if you're from Slough. But what does a reptile lose during this process? Question 6. What type of parrot featured in the famous Dead Parrot sketch performed by the Monty Python team? What type of parrot featured in the famous Dead Parrot sketch performed by the Monty Python team? Question number 7. Which is the only bird that can fly backwards? Which is the only bird that can fly backwards? Question number 8 now. What type of creatures were Mighty Joe Young, Flicker, and Rango on film? What type of creatures were Mighty Joe Young, Flicker, and Rango on film? Question number 9 now. Question 9. Which insect sometimes eats its male mate during copulation? Just, yeah. What? Which insect sometimes eats its male mate during copulation? I mean, that's the premise for a horror movie right there, isn't it? If you take the word insect out of it. Or even if you don't, oh my goodness. No, gonna move on. Question 10. Which animals are lupine, vulpine, and ursine? Which animals are lupine, vulpine, and ursine? 1 point for each. Lupine, vulpine, and ursine for number 10. Question 11. Which creatures produce gossamer? Which creatures produce gossamer? Question 12 for 2 more points. What were the names of ventriloquist Keith Harris's duck and monkey puppets? What were the names of the ventriloquist Keith Harris's duck and monkey puppets? Question 13 is for 3 points now. Question 13. To an Australian, what types of animals are boomers, jumbucks, and brumbies? To an Australian, what type of animals are boomers, jumbucks, and brumbies? 3 different types of animals, so obviously it's 1 point for each again. Boomers, jumbucks, and brumbies. Question 14. What type of animal was Rudyard Kipling's Rikki Tikki Tavi? What type of animal was Rudyard Kipling's Rikki Tikki Tavi? And question 15, the final question. Which particular creatures are the advertising logos for the World Wildlife Fund, the RSPB, and the USA's Democratic Party? 3 different animals there, 1 point for each. Which particular creatures are the advertising logos for the World Wildlife Fund, the RSPB, and the USA's Democratic Party? Okay, so that's the end of the round. As usual, let me know if you want a question repeated. And you're running out of time now to do the countdown conundrum. Have you worked out what that is yet? For 2 bonus points, this is also the last chance you have to use those bonus points from Rue's question at the start of the show, if you still have them to spend. Let me know now if you want a question repeated. We will do a topical question for Family Fortunes straight after this. And then there are three catchphrases to do. I've got some real fun ones, so I hope you like them. That's on the way. Question 8 again for you then. Catherine's asked for number 8. Okay, so what type of creatures were Mighty Joe Young, Flicker, and Rango? And the Britzillians have asked for number 10. Question number 10. Which animals are lupine, vulpine, and ursine? The Donuts wanted 10 as well, so there's that for you. Lupine, vulpine, and ursine. What 3 different types of animals are those? Question 14 as well for the Donuts. What type of animal was Rudyard Kipling's Rikki Tikki Tavi? Okay, I'll give you just another 30 seconds or so's thinking time. One thing I can tell you all was it was really lovely to see that Millie and Mike shared a video of them receiving their merch. It's the first official merch that has been sold with the new logos on it. They are the first people in the world to own such prestigious items. And they look fantastic. They look great. And I cannot wait to see you wearing them at the Patreon quiz get together, which is actually open for everybody, but organised by the Patreons. And that will be between Christmas and New Year on that Sunday. So if you are interested in coming down, that'll be at the King's Head and Bell as per usual with my regular quiz night. On Thursdays and Sundays I do those. If you are interested in coming down, if you're in the area, everybody seems to be wanting to come down then, so that's the next time, but you're welcome to join me whenever you like. Always drop me a message if you're not sure about the details for that. Right, okay, so I think Millie says can't wait to wear them, our new uniform. Yeah, but also that reminds me, if anybody wants to have Big Quiz Night in merch but with your team's name on it, or if you're being really fancy, come up with your own logo for your team, your quiz team, I can absolutely put that in the merch store and make it so that you can buy whatever you want with that logo on it. Or, you know, a Big Quiz Night In logo and your team name just written on there. Or, honestly, the possibilities are endless what we could do with this merch store that I use. And so if you're interested, just drop me a message. I can't really come up with the logos, but if you wanted to come up with something for your team, feel free to send it over to me and I'll see what I can do with it. So yeah, that is an option. Mike says we love the hoodies. Yeah, fantastic. I've never actually taken a hoodie from the site myself. I've had other things over the years, but not the hoodies. But I remember from before when I used to sell a fair bit from the store, everybody always used to say how nice the hoodies were. But you can have stickers and you can have hats and bags and anything, really. Anything. And if it's not there, let me know and I can add it in because there's loads more I haven't turned on yet. Anyway, enough self-promotion. Right, here we go with the answers, everybody. Question number 1. Which animal comes first in the Oxford English Dictionary? It is an aardvark, which is a double A at the start, hence probably why it's at the start of the dictionary in terms of animal names. Question 2. In the Jungle Book, what type of creatures are Kaa, Mowgli, and King Louie? It is a snake, or a python in particular, for Kaa. Mowgli is a human boy, and King Louie is an orangutan. Question 3. What is the largest living species of lizard? It is the Komodo dragon. We should get baseball caps, she says. I live in baseball caps. It would be amazing to have a quiz-themed one. Is it not there? Is that one I've not turned on? I'm sure there was a... Oh, okay, look. I'll activate a baseball cap. If you want to get one, I will put it on there. I'm sure I have already. What colour do you want with the logo on it? Just let me know what kind of colours you like to wear, and I'll just turn it on. It's easy. I'm sure I had that already. Anyway, let me know. You can get it another time if you are really interested. And there's also deals again coming up soon, so I'll keep you posted on that. Right, so the next question then. The largest living species of lizard is a Komodo dragon. That's question 3. Not to be confused with a kimono dragon. That will be something very different. Komodo dragon. Question 4. The two animals that meet in rugby league when Castleford play Leeds. It is the Castleford Tigers versus the Leeds Rhinos. Blue, black, or beige caps, but we'll wear any colour. All right, well, I'll have a look what they've got, and I'll send you the link, and you can have a look. That would look good, actually, with that logo. Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, question 5. What does a reptile lose during the process of sloughing? It is its skin. They shed their skin. Question 6. What type of parrot featured in the famous Dead Parrot sketch performed by the Monty Python team, famously pining for the fjords? Such a good sketch. It's a Norwegian blue. It was called Norwegian blue. Question 7. Which is the only bird that can fly backwards? That is a hummingbird. Question 8. What type of creatures were Mighty Joe Young, Flicker, and Rango on film? Mighty Joe Young was a gorilla, Flicker a horse, and Rango was a chameleon. Question 9. Which insect sometimes eats its male mate during copulation? It is the praying mantis. Praying mantis. Question 10. Which animals are lupine, vulpine, and ursine? Of course, if a cat was feline and a dog is canine, a wolf is lupine, a fox is vulpine, and a bear is ursine. Question 11. What creatures produce gossamer? It's spiders. It's not their webs as such, but it's a very fine silk kind of stuff, but not always as thick as their webs are. Typically, it's young spiders that make gossamer, from what I could find out. Question 12. What were the names of Keith Harris's duck and monkey puppets? It's Orville the duck and Cuddles the monkey. Orville and Cuddles for 2 points. Question 13. To an Australian. What type of animals are boomers, jumbucks, and brumbies? A boomer is a kangaroo. A jumbuck is a sheep. And a brumby is a wild horse. Or horse is fine, but specifically, it's a wild horse. Question 14. What type of animal was Rudyard Kipling's Rikki Tikki Tavi? Now, we asked about the Jungle Book earlier on. Rudyard Kipling's the author of the Jungle Book, but did you realise that the Jungle Book is actually a compilation of 7 different stories set in the same place? Not one consistent story all the way through. Yeah? So the answer to this question is a mongoose, because Rikki Tikki Tavi is the name of the mongoose and the name of a story which forms one of the 7 within the Jungle Book. There you go. So mongoose for number 14. Number 15. Which particular creatures are the advertising logos for the World Wildlife Fund, the RSPB, and the USA's Democratic Party? It's a panda for the World Wildlife Fund. The RSPB is an avocet, and the USA's Democratic Party, it's a donkey. Okay, the answers then for the Countdown Conundrum is, for 2 bonus points, avoidably. So let's tally up those scores then, see how well you did. As soon as I've seen all your scores come in, we'll move on to the Family Fortunes round. And from that point forward, for the next 2 rounds, you are all working collectively as a team. Everyone watching live, you're all together trying to see how quickly you can work out what the answers are. So you will be, therefore, putting your guesses in the comments again. Okay? But let's see how well your scores are for these rounds. This round, sorry. Oh. And I'll move us on to the next round very soon. 13 points for Jodie. Good score there. +2, says Pete for the Brazilians. Very good. 18 for Roy, another good score there. Pinky in the Brain, I've got 22 +2 for the conundrum. 19 for Catherine and Tony, that's another good score, well done. The cap could read Make Quizzes Great Again. It doesn't quite have the same ring to it, but oh, do you know what? That's so funny. I'm really tempted to do something like that. Oh my goodness, can you imagine? Actually, I don't know if that would work though, because that implies that they're not great at the moment and you want them to be great again. Um, yeah. Oh, it's very difficult not to get too political now with the parables there. Oh, you crack me up. Okay, all right. Who else have we got then? 16 +2 for Geraldine. Very good. The Donuts have got 19 points there. Very good again. Any more for any more? Don't be shy. Stick your comments in. Let's see how well you did. Make quizzes great again. Oh dear. I'm pretty sure I could get them in that awful bright red as well. All right. Oh, the donut scored 21 with the kids question and didn't get the conundrum. Okay. All right. Yes, don't forget to use those points while you got them. Excellent work. All right, I'm going to flick over to the next page now, but again, the comments continue, so you can just put your scores in if you haven't done so already. All right, so here we go. 18 points for Million Mike. Well done. Great effort. Okay, so we are looking then for this survey question, the top 5 answers from this survey question. There were no doubt other answers, but I need you to guess and work out together now, as a team, all of you watching live, what do you think the top 5 answers to the following question were? Guess in the comments, and I will give you a shout out and reveal them as we go, if indeed they are there. The question is a topical one. Apart from fireworks, name something associated with attending a fireworks display. Start guessing in the comments, and let's see how quickly you can work out what the top 5 are to this question. And I got some great catchphrases for you. Mr. Chips is back for at least one of them. Apart from fireworks, name something associated with attending a fireworks display. Okay, Sue and the Donuts straight in there with bonfire. Pete says sparklers. Catherine and Tony says parking. Sparklers again for Jodie. Treacle toffee or toffee apple. The guy. Good guesses. All right, I'm going to start putting some of these on the board, I think. Hot dogs, says Millie. That just reminds me of the show the kids used to watch as a kid. When they were kids, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and the song had hot dog referenced in it. Just gets stuck in your head all the time. Right, okay. So let's put some answers on the board then. We have got bonfire coming in from Sue and the Donuts. That's the first guess that came in. Nobody else said that initially, and that one is, where is it? This one, number 1. Top answer straight away. Pete says sparklers. Jodie said sparklers. So let's see where that is on the list now. Whereabouts is Sparklers? That is the second one on the list. Very good. Did we get 3 in a row, I wonder? Treacle Toffee and then Toffee Apples is the next one's guesses. So I'm going to class them as one. We'll just say a toffee kind of snack in general. I'll accept for the third answer because it was Toffee Apples. So well done to Geraldine and to Gabby there. The guy. So is the guy there? Let's have a look. Is the guy there? No, not the guy. Right, hot dog. Oh, Roy said bonfire as well. Some of you might have your guesses might be coming at different times. So Roy said bonfire as well. Okay, what else we've got? Hot dogs. Have we got anything similar to that? No. All right, so well, hot dogs. I'll give you because that's hot food vans at number 5. Let's see what else we've got. Cold weather, is that there? No. Noise. Noise not there. Not in the top 5 at least. Marshmallows. No. Love them, but no. Catherine wheels. We've got Pete and Jodie saying Catherine wheels there. Let me just check some of the other ones, make sure I haven't missed any. Toffee, that guy. Hot dogs, bonfire, noise, marshmallow, Catherine wheels, no. Bobbing for apples, I think that's more of a Halloween thing. It's not on the list. It might be because that's more associated with Halloween, I would say. At least in my mind, that's my guess. Fire Brigade, no. Millie says rides. Sometimes rides there. Oh, mulled wine. Oh, I'm so looking forward to mulled wine. It's one of my favouriteest things about this time of year, especially closer to Christmas. Nice mulled wine. Either making wine, our own mulled wine, or just buying a bottle of it. Some really nice ones out there. Love it. Unfortunately, mulled wine is not there, but I like it. But Millie said rides. Is that the missing answer? It is. Fairgrounds and rides are often at big firework displays. There's a massive one coming up here around where we live on Saturday, which has got a massive fair that goes with it, and yeah, enormous firework display. I have a love-hate relationship with them. I love going to see a fireworks display. I love it, but I also hate it because I know how awful it is for the animals in the surrounding area. When I was a kid, we had a dog, and every time there was a slightest bang outside, poor thing, just hated it, and it's not very nice. But they are fun. But, you know, I'd much rather there was like the drone displays you see all over the world now. If you can get them, go to one of those. They look amazing, and they're silent. Pretty much. Anyway, well done. You got all 5 very quickly there. Yeah, not good if you have dogs. Exactly, Sue. Yeah, as I just said. Yeah, sorry. I know your comments come in a bit slower than my opinions are said. So yeah, it's a love-hate thing. I'd much rather they were silent fireworks or the drones any day of the week. But at the same time, yeah, it's the kids, isn't it? They do love going to these things. Okay. It is catchphrase time. Right, I've been playing around with the numbers, so let me just complete the board again so that you're not going to see anything in advance. And move that out of the way as well, so then we can have our wheel in place there. Oh, Lisa says I love drone displays. Yeah, they're phenomenal. I've never seen one live, but I've watched many online. Just so cool. There's so much potential with those. Just sack off fireworks completely. Just do drone displays. Anyway, so you guys know how this works, but for the benefit of anybody new that's watching or watching a repeat of this, basically there will be a catchphrase visually represented behind that board. If you get a question right from this general knowledge round I'll read through with you, I'll reveal a square at random, and then you are allowed to guess what you think that catchphrase could be. So the first of those 3 is there now. And let's ask the first question, and I'll reveal the first square once you guess the correct answer. And your first question is, where are your metatarsals? So guess in the comments. Let's see how many of you can get this one. Be quick with your guesses. You are still working as a team. There's no points here. Just see how quickly you can work what these ones are out. And let's see who can guess what the catchphrase is. So to reveal the first square, where are your metatarsals? Yes, feet, toes. Yeah, you don't have to be too specific. Feet in general is fine. You have got it right. Let me spin the wheel. Well done, everybody. Yeah, even if others have said it, still guess it because more comments, more engagement. It helps the quiz out regardless. So, and you're all just showing. Oh, I thought I removed that. Okay, right. Number 5. Let's go with number 5. Oh, sound effect was turned off. Okay. Interesting. I wonder if, well, we've got Gabby here, so she's blatantly just going to get it first time every time because that's what she does. All right, let's see how you go. Right, your next question is which number cannot be expressed as a Roman numeral? Which number cannot be expressed as a Roman numeral? Have a think and guess in the comments. Gonna spin the wheel and we'll see what one we're going to be removing. Millie's name is first popped up in the comments with 0. And number 1 will be removing next. Oh, it didn't remove it. Okay, he says, hold on. Go. Number 1 is going to be removed next. We have got some guesses in. It is 0. Yes, many of you are saying 0. Millie's name was the first one I saw up in the list, and I think I'm gonna remove this now anyway. But you know what I said about Gabby being good at this game? Oh dear. She says the crack of dawn. Genius, Gab, says Millie. It really is. It's the crack of dawn or the break of dawn. Let me show you the full picture. I'll just turn off the sound effects so it doesn't annoy you every single time the square goes away. There we go. And 7, 8, 9. It is the break or crack of dawn. Look at that. Well done, Gabby. I had a feeling you'd get that one quickly. Right, I'll bring the board back up and let's go on to the next one. And the next one is in place now already. So we can go to our next wheel. See, I prepared it this time. Right, number 3 in this round then. The third question I'll ask you. How many sides has a trapezium? How many sides does a trapezium have? Yes. Let's see. Yeah, just a word of warning. Some of you might still be commenting in the groups where I've shared rather than in this video itself. So that might be why I haven't read out your comments or your names. But hey, I appreciate you watching regardless if you didn't realise that. Okay, so Gabby says 4 sides. Catherine says 5. Sue's guessed 3. Millie's guessed 9. Roy says 4. Oh, wait, I was thinking of edges. No. Never mind. That's all right. 5, says Geraldine. The correct answer is 4. Well done if you said 4. We can remove a square from the board. And it's going to be number 1. Number 1. Right, let's remove number 1 from the board, shall we? Sound effects back on. There's no way you're getting it with that. No way. Not even Gabby on her best day is. Honestly, if you get that right, I'll eat my big quiz night in hat when I get one. All right. Question 4 then. Your next question is what is a female rabbit called? What is a female rabbit called? Have a guess. Let's see if any of you know what that is. Let's see. Oh, do you know what? I saw Gabby's name pop up. I was like, no, she's not. Dancing on the ceiling's good, but it's not right, I'm afraid. Pete says dough. Catherine says dough. Very good. Let's spin the wheel. Dough is the correct answer. Yeah, it's a doe, like a deer, female deer. Funny that. Number 6, we're going to be removing now. Okay, the 6th square. Ooh. It's a bit more possible now, maybe. I have a feeling you need some more really for this one, but I'll allow it. If you want to work it out now, that's fine. I'll be impressed. But still, I think you need a little bit more. He says as an enormous firework just goes off outside somewhere. Ugh, right, okay. Your next question is, who wrote Tarzan of the Apes? Who wrote Tarzan of the Apes? Let's see if anyone can get this one right then. Anybody? Check my other chat. You can guess. You can absolutely keep guessing, Gabby. I'm only winding you up. You can still guess. Edgar Rice Burroughs from Roy. Let's remove another square then. That is the correct answer. It is Edgar Rice Burroughs who wrote Tarzan. Well done. Tap dancing's even better as a guess, but it's not right, I'm afraid, Gabby. Keep it going. We're going to remove number 9 now. Is that going to be any better? Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, your next question is... Oh, can you hear that? There's another one that's gone off now. Okay, right. Your next question is a kinkajou an animal, a hat, or a boat? Is a kinkajou an animal, a hat, or a boat? Wee Graham? Hmm? I'm not sure what you mean. Kinkajou. Okay, we've got some of you guessing boat. Gabby's gone with animal. See some more guesses coming in. I'm going to spin the wheel because some of you got it right, or at least one of you has. We are going to be removing next number 5. All right, let's remove number 5. The answer is it's an animal. There's number 5 down. Oh, I think we're getting close now. I think somebody's going to get it. You thought it was a Pokemon, Jodie says. Ah, THW, writer, I was wrong. Oh, W.E. Graham, sorry. Okay, yes, it was wrong. Okay, in that case, it's a good guess, but then no, I'm afraid not. Yeah, a kinkajou is a tropical rainforest mammal related to raccoons, amongst other things. It's quite cute, actually. Yeah. Oh, there it goes. There's a proper display going off out there now. Not a Pokemon, though, although it does sound like it could be, in fairness. I'll give you that. Slide dance is incorrect. Your next question is literally, what does Volkswagen mean? Literally, what does Volkswagen mean? It's something car. Okay, so what does that first part of the name mean? It's not cha-cha slide. I think if you get number 8 removed, then you'll immediately get it. That's what you need. People's car. Very good. Well done. People's car is the correct answer. Thank you, Pete. Let's see. Oh, is it going to be number 8? Is it going to be? Oh, I think it might, you know. It is going to be number 8. All right, this could be it then. Yeah, family car's close. People's car. And Roy says people's car as well. Right, let's remove number 8. Get ready. Here we go. What's Mr. Chips doing then? Come on. Oh, I reckon you can get it now, surely. You can. I will ask another question. I have a feeling somebody's going to put it in as soon as I start asking it, though. Let's go down to which group backed Jimmy James? Let's see if anyone knows that one. Which group backed Jimmy James? It was Jimmy James and what? It's quite a tricky question, in fairness. Might need to. I can't believe nobody's guessed this yet. Might need to do another question as well. Okay. The Vagabonds. Yes, it is Jimmy James and the Vagabonds. That is the correct answer. Well done to Roy. Well done to Catherine and Tony. Let's remove another square. I don't think you need it really, although 7 would probably help more than anything. Maybe 4 as well. Okay, let's remove number 4. And then I can see that the correct answer is there. It is indeed. Well done, Gabby. Got it again. It's break dancing. He is dancing on the brake of a bicycle. Look. Let me remove the rest of the squares so you can see the full picture. There you go. Or maybe 7 would have been a helpful one as well. Yeah. Break dancing. Well done, Gabby. Okay, all right. So we move on to our third and final one then. Let's bring the board back up. And the final one is in place now. So your question is, what do competitors like to toss at the Highland Games? What do competitors like to toss at the Highland Games? And let's spin the wheel, because I know somebody's going to get this one right. Maybe many of you will. Don't worry if you spell it wrong. Number 5 is the one we're going to be removing. Oh, that might not actually be very helpful, thinking about it. Yes, well done, everybody. The caber. They tossed the caber. So let's remove number 5 now. Oh, number 5. Ooh, maybe. Okay, your next question then. Which group of musical instruments does the marimba belong to? Which group of musical instruments does the marimba belong to? What do we think, guys? Yes, lots of you have gone with percussion. Let me just check the rest of the chat. Yes, you've all gone with percussion. That is the correct answer. So let's spin the wheel. Roy, I have asked for a couple of days off so Deirdre and myself can get down for the meetup next month. Oh, excellent news. That'll be amazing, Roy. Thank you. It'd be great to have you both down. Okay, removing number 1. That's good to hear. Yeah, if you would prefer to stay somewhere more local to the quiz, then I can give you the names of the places where the rest of the guys tend to stay. There's two different places in the Abingdon area. One's closer than the other. The closest one is probably a little bit more expensive than the one that's a bit further out of town, but still within Abingdon. So yeah, you'll be all right. Let me know if you get the go ahead. Okay, so that is that one removed. The next question is, what is a Kerry Blue? Is it a cheese, a dog, or a pig? What is a Kerry Blue? That's Kerry. A Kerry Blue. Is that a cheese, a dog, or a pig? Well done, everybody that said percussion, though. I think a lot of you said that in the end. It is indeed a percussion instrument for that last question. Have a guess for that one then. A Kerry Blue. Yes. Yeah, will do, Roy. Right, let's spin the wheel. You've all guessed at least one of the. You've all guessed one of the three. So, number 7 is what we'll be removing. I'll give you the answer. Okay, the Kerry Blue is a dog. It's part of the terrier family. So well done. If you said, hold on, did nobody say dog? I'm sure I saw that pop up on screen. Did nobody actually say dog? Oh my goodness. You tricked me. I'm going to say dog. There you go. I guessed it right. 7 has been removed. There you go. I said dog. There's my comment. That counts. I'm part of the team, right? That's the first time I think I've ever done that for you. Oh dear. Okay. Well, dog is the correct answer. Right. The next question is, hydrophobia is a fear of what? Oh, Lisa said dog. I thought I saw it. But it's not in my other comments list. Yeah, I've got this. Yeah, Lisa did. See, it's not on that one, but you don't see these things. Anyway, point is, I'm sure I saw it. I was right. All right, there you go. Well done. Thank you for that. Water is the correct answer. Well done, everybody. It is indeed water. Okay, then number 4. We're removing number 4. Outside pipes is good. It's not right, I'm afraid. Not outside pipes. Your next question. What name is given to yellow fossilized resin? What name is given to yellow fossilized resin? It's not. Yeah, it's not outside pipes. Gabby says, is it piping hot? Gabby's also said amber. Let me just spin the wheel then. We'll remove amber and then we'll see what other people are saying. If anybody else has another guess. Amber. Let's remove number 6. And I can tell you that once again, the queen of catchphrase, Abby, I think Abby has got it exactly right. The correct answer is indeed piping hot. Let me remove those squares for you. There you go. One's cold, the other's piping hot. And that brings us to the end of another quiz, everybody. Okay, so that's good then. We have learnt tonight that Gabby is officially the queen of catchphrase. We've learnt that Roy and Deirdre might be coming to the Patreon quiz night, which is the 20... I'm always forgetting this, I'm rubbish. 29th. Sunday, 29th of December. Please tell me I've got that right. Sunday, 29th December. Yes, it is. So that'll be a quiz, 4 quiz rounds and bingo, because it'll be a Sunday night. I will add in also a baseball cap option for the merch store. Fiberglass. Oh, okay. Guessing about the amber one. Yeah, no. Afraid amber was the correct answer for that one. So yes, and we've also learned that you guys continue to be a fantastic crowd, and this was a lot of fun and a busy one again. And I'm loving it. I really hope you are too with this new look quiz night that I do here now. And we will continue with another one next week, I believe. Let me just check. I'm pretty sure. Next week, yeah, we've got 2 more to go in November. And then it's the Patreon quiz night on the 26th. So there's always plenty of time if you want to join that and you haven't already. There's a free trial if you haven't had that already. We do completely different quizzes to what you see here. More news on that for those who are already Patreons when we get closer. But next week, back on Facebook Live. And you can always let me know if you have a request for a quiz round that you'd like to have covered. Here, if there's a subject you like, you don't have to submit the questions to me, just tell me the subjects and I'll do a round that closely matches it, if not exactly. Especially to the Patreons on higher tiers, you absolutely can have whatever requests I can do for you, because I just generally really appreciate all of your support no matter what. Gabby says sorry. Don't say sorry, you're all part of the same team. It's fine. Pete, I vote for the quiz. All right, guys. Well, thank you once again, everybody. It's been a pleasure. Lisa, you're welcome. And here's hoping anyone who cares about what's going on in America right now, here's hoping that you wake up in a couple of days to a safe and happier nation. I think we can all hope for, because it's a bit concerning, isn't it? So all the best, and I will see you all same time next time for more of the same fun. Cheers. Good night.